Gods and goddesses in training, welcome back to the channel. All healers need to know this. My name is Uncle Makara. I'm a positive psychologist and neo-shaman in this collective that we call Earth. And I'm here to spread my message, man. And today, it's a very important one. This is one that all modern healers got to know. Whether you are working with naturopathy or medicine, or you heal others, or you take care of others, you use Reiki, you use pranic healing, you use Kundalini bodywork or the Primal Sutra tech like myself. Whatever form of healing that you're doing, this is important for you to watch. Number one, you've got to use Bruce Lee's method of absorb what is useful, discard what is useless, and add what is uniquely your own. Okay, this is what is going to make you a pioneer or a trailblazer in your healing field. You see what I'm saying? You have to apply discernment to find what works for you. Number two, it can be dangerous, of course, because when we improve, there are always darker parts of ourselves that come to confront us. They will test us if we're really ready for the next lessons in the next chapter and the changes that are coming for our lives. So the next thing you need to know is transmuting your lower emotion. You gotta know how to do shadow work. You gotta know how to deal with the negative emotions, experiences, and energies, and how to transmute those into positive experiences. One thing that I've found is an essential and a staple for me is to watch my breathing. As I'm holding space as a practitioner, as a healer, I understand that I've got to remain the masculine yang container at times. So if you're doing this work long term, you need to not only do feminine movements within your body, such as dance and yoga and so forth. Yoga is a mix of masculine and feminine because you have the strength of the physical body, but then the flexibility aspects, right? But even something more aggressive like just, going at it on a punching bag, or mixed martial arts for men, I'm sensing that this is really key and important, especially if you're a practitioner of this stuff, because you need to keep your physical body healthy if you want your spiritual and emotional body to be impacted by it, correct? So I see a lot of people, they're doing a lot of sessions in the day and then they're getting drained, right? I have a similar thing that has been happening to me, and I've understood ways to go about this by understanding myself better. So a slow Ujjayi breath is the one for me. It's the ocean breath, okay? It fits my brand, okay, as well. So you can hear when you exhale through the nose, or you can do it through the mouth as well, right? So it sounds like wind. It sounds like the ocean's waves crashing, right? That's why we call it the Ujjayi breath. And it's very, very powerful because when the energy is rising, you can always let it go, right? The next thing to understand is to pump up the energy through your own physical body. If you're doing self-de-armoring work, this is very, very powerful. So if you're unfamiliar with de-armoring, our body basically clenches and tenses, and it goes through different tensions. It goes through different resistances internally, okay? And this affects the way these patterns are held within our body. So sometimes even you'll notice if you just take some thumbs or some fingers, you can apply some de-armoring techniques, okay, that are quite easy, just massaging the body, right? Understanding where you need it the most. Your body will tell you actually where you need it, and you can allow yourself to release and let go, and just roll out a yoga mat and create a 20-minute practice where you just let go of all of those dense negative emotions that you might have been absorbing from the people that you were healing and so forth too. You got to understand you have this internal economy, okay? And it's mental, it's emotional, it's spiritual, it's physical, it's sexual. It is all of these dimensions, the third, the fourth, and the fifth. And sometimes what happens is our soul kind of splits and is in many places at one time. So sometimes when you do healing really well, some people call it soul retrieval, or bringing all your soul back into this one experience of life in the now, instead of having it fragment different parts of the world. or it being split from its source in a sense, okay? So by avoiding suffering, we're actually avoiding death, which is sometimes we need a rebirth of our egos in order to actually get to the next level at times. So besides the fact that you need to make this negativity into good use, you also want to clean and purify yourself of these energies. Quantum K is a very powerful healing method. You can just look up the audio on YouTube. If you just type in Quantum K healing, that will just clean up the gunk, the reservoir. It'll make you a blank CD in a sense. And through that, you can also, the music sounds a bit eerie, so just go along with it. Half the time I don't understand what the guy's even talking about, taking out all these spiritual implants and everything. However, at the same time, you understand it does have a benefit, and I've observed this within a period of time, that this kind of technology where you just sit and you allow yourself to release, like that whole practice, if you did that on a yoga mat, a Quantum K on a yoga mat, it might even be another impactful activity for you, because you're actually releasing it through your physical body, not just your mental body, right? So again, nobody is going to give you the answer. You're going to have to find this out for yourself. If you are having a lot of different things in your mind, like blocking you, we gotta really pay attention to our own desires. You know what I mean? Like, if you have sexual fantasies, for instance, and you're a practitioner of healing, you gotta understand, focus on only one or two of these at a time, right? Don't give yourself that vast echo chamber of all of these thoughts and mechanisms coming in, because the more you actually limit the mind and give it containers, which is what? The yang essence, right? As a practitioner, as a healer, you are being the masculine for the feminine energy. You see, so the feminine energy is surrendering, accepting to what the healer is allowing and presenting, right? Displaying on the outside. It's basically like you're creating a structure around a person to totally be at their most comfortable, relaxed, magnetic, exponential self. We're truly allowing ourselves to expand and let that universal love flow through each divine person who is a healee, okay? A healer and a healee, right? The person you're healing. So some people are in this understanding that, yes, if I'm healing somebody and maybe I'm taking away their pain or transmuting it, I'm taking on their karma also. So this is where really important self-care comes in, and to disentangle karmic threads. Because I have a different mindset towards this. So if somebody is presenting me with some negative energy, I say, that's fantastic. Now I can use that to heal myself, because it's clearly something within me, in my shadow, that I haven't healed yet. And this gives me a level up, actually. You see? So when I get triggered, I treat it as a treasure. I treat it as something that can help me or expand me to my next level. I don't just, push it away, ignore it, suppress it. I allow myself to use that, whatever has happened, as a database, as a fuel source. And sometimes other people are leeching energy from you and you're just feeding that. And so no wonder you're drained. I'm in the belief that there is really nothing that we need protection from. Obviously, you've got to remain protective and have all the methods and techniques involved in order to protect yourself. We have a very powerful trap card system here at Primal Sutra. But at the same time, if I accept, I allow, I love, I forgive, I understand that there's really nothing for me to protect myself from, because what would I need protection from if I forgive them, if I love them, if I accept all? There would be no need. You get it? And we also need to step away from this understanding that, I'm a victim, I have a victim mentality. Hey, some people are actually victimized, they're the victim. And what they do is they suppress and snip away that victim part of them, right? They're like, no more a victim. And they push it away from them, creating more shadow work when that victimized self, that victim you are a victim. Let's be honest, okay? Needs love, needs care, needs attention, needs healing. Some people say, kill your inner child. Bro, that inner child needs way more love, okay? We cringe at past videos and things of ourselves. That shows growth to me. I've learned to not cringe at that. I've learned to make myself smile. Wow, man, look at the changes, right? It's a different pair of eyes that I've adopted by being a practitioner for many years. So we can transform all our karma using polarity and attraction. That's basically what we need to do to manifest the law of assumption, right? Find your natural self again, right? Become the uncarved block before all of the weird conditioning that came in to your life and try to shift you and change you away from your truth, your divinity, your power, your pureness, your sense of wholeness. So if any kind of healing modality is fragmenting things for you, categorizing things for you, clustering things for you, it's too confusing. You're getting split even further in your mind through all of these techniques. Whereas you need to learn how to feel that emotion. You need somebody who's in tune, in touch with their body. Or are they just like in a lab coat with like very judgmental eyes and glasses, just taking notes, giving you a prescription, and then you're out of there? Because there's a lot of those people too, okay? And the biggest thing you can do as a man or a woman or as a healer is safety. Focus on your own safety and the safety of others around you. If you do this, I'm telling you, that is what the world needs. If you're a person who is secure and safe, other people are going to feel secure and safe around you. And they will actually tell you secrets that they wouldn't tell some of their best friends, teachers, people, because you are a reliable and trustworthy individual. You see? As a healer, you're a trusted advisor with the arts of healing. So you got to do the cleaning and understand your own energy field. For some, it might be cutting cords completely with some people. For others, it might be knowing and meaning that, okay, we're all connected anyway, so at some level, I've got to work more with the astral energies now. Sometimes I don't want to cut out that astral power or that divine nature power that I'm giving myself. So yes, we can cut off from a relation with that person, but what if their deities still want to work with us? Ooh, okay? What if their higher form or their astral self wants to still be in communion? You see what I'm saying? So this is really, really key, and I've been thinking about these things quite recently because, well, at Primal Sutra, we just have a different vision, a different mentality. We actually choose to embody different aspects of, different deities. So you can type in like, Egyptian mythology or Yoruba religion, or you can type in, Shinto as a religion, or the Bon religion in Tibetan Buddhism, right? So you can find all of these different deities from all of these different walks of life, different patterns across different cultures, right? And you can actually embody those qualities in order for you to grow, heal, awaken, transform yourself, become more energized in one particular aspect. If you're using, let's say, a love deity's energy to feel more loving within your own beingness, there are ways for you to access that and activate those energies forward. So this is what these practices are doing. This isn't a way for you to awaken your Kundalini, because again, awakening your Kundalini, there's so much more even beyond that, right? That's not like some end goal result, as someone was saying quite recently, right? And I agree with her. So the important aspect for you to understand is these are activating you, de-armoring you, de-stressing you, right? You got to know practices of taking care of yourself as a healer is what I'm saying, my friends, okay? Have different practices where you flush that stuff out. You go to the sauna, you take a trip somewhere. You do something that is outside of the box. You create some spontaneity or some positive ripples in your life. And maybe you stick to one session a day. You don't need to overwhelm yourself with so many sessions unless you're going like from paycheck to paycheck and really struggling to be a healer. You have to understand in your current situation right now, what are the symptoms that are coming from this, okay, of these practices that you're doing. And if you're getting very negative symptoms, you got to understand sometimes the pain or the having ascension flu or they're worth it, right? Because there is a glory of being in touch with helping somebody, and it's this altruistic liberation or moksha. Have you guys ever experienced this? You help someone so deeply from your heart, you don't expect anything in return, and it comes back to you in waves of good karma. Have you guys ever experienced this? Because I have. It's like instant karma after just doing something positive, right? And I think a lot of healers, we spend so much time, taking care of others, but just burning ourselves out rather than embracing an understanding that we can relax too. We can have a day off too. We can breathe and feel into this earth and its beauty. But let's say that you can only handle 2 sessions within the day. You know exactly how much time you need to detox, unwind, or cut cords of that previous session in order for you to begin a new one. Or maybe you're the type of practitioner who's like, I'll see 7 in a row all at once, and then I'm just gonna chill, right? So you gotta know exactly the path working and the transformation, the transitions for you. That's what's truly going to be important. So I want you to think about this today. Have an incredible day. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. Join our program, join our live streams. New Zealand, you already know. Okay, PrimalSutraMysterySchool.com. We got this. Us.